So, of course, May is Mental Health Month.
Yes.
I know, and I love Mental Health Month, honestly, because not a lot of people actually take it serious.
Right.
Unfortunately, I have to say this, but especially our community, they
Yeah.
don't take it serious. And I
100%.
want to use these segments to kind of, shine some light on mental health, how it, affects every part of our body, but then also shine some light on how exercise is actually a main factor into dealing with mental health.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring you on since you are have so many lovely segments on mental health,
Yeah.
to give us some information on that subject and how it correlates with fitness. And then of course I'm gonna come in, and then we can, if there's other people on the line, we could do a Q&A, um,
Okay.
and then go from there. So whenever you're ready, I have Candace on the line with me, so she's gonna take it over.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Candace, the preventionista, and I love talking about mental health because it's so important. It affects every part of our being, and they say the mind, body, and soul, and no, mind, body, and spirit is all one. And I'm learning to believe that's 100% true. Um, because if the mind's not right, nothing else is going to be right. So what I do is I've learned to do over the past, I would say, year or so, to really get in tune with my spiritual. So I read the Bible, I do my devotions, and it helps me to get in tune to not know what I say about myself, what others say about me, but what God says about me. And if you don't believe, you know what I mean, like you can still do your own meditation or whatever, just to get in tune with yourself. But I believe, for me, knowing that a higher power, God is telling me, He died for me, for my little old me. You know what I mean? For the things that I beat myself about, and I just believe that knowing Him gives me the strength to want to work on myself, be intentional about you know doing some self reflection, like why did that happen, and knowing that I can overcome these things through Him, and with that, you know what I mean. That helps you to get up and say, you know what, today is going to be a good day. I'm going to go to work and I'm going to, it's not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? Every day is a test and trial, but I believe we have our minds right. We are able to get past a lot of things, certain things, and just keep going and be strong. And like you said, like exercising for me is a major part of my mental health. Like it helps me, like when you just running or just doing anything, you get like when you're breathing, it just changes your mind. It kind of lifts you up. I know I was in the military, and I appreciate, having that whole background of doing exercise. That was like an everyday thing. You had to do it. It was like there was no way out of it, and it was part of us, staying mentally ready for war or whatever, you know what I mean? Even just, every day, just getting up really early and dealing with everyday things. And so I just know that mental health and exercising are hand in hand as well. And it, it really is good for me. That's just part of my routine. If I just even if I have 5 minutes, you know what I mean, do some quick planks or jumping jacks or just walking. It's also a good, helping you breathe and your organs and everything. And I just believe that so the mental health thing is just, I'm so glad to be able to have this opportunity to build a platform to connect with others. And I'm glad I connected with you out of nowhere. We connected and it was just like, it was perfect. And, you with your fitness, also healthy, like healthy eating and also your nutrition. So everything is aligned. And I just feel like this is a great platform that you're doing too. And just to encourage others as well. So I want to just hone in on the fact of it's so important to work on your mental health. What works for you? Does journaling work for you? Working out work for you? Or just maybe just meditating or sitting silent? in a room or praying or whatever. You have to find what works for you, what brings you peace. And because when you're at peace, you're one with Christ, one with yourself. So, and that alone is your mental health.
That
So,
is so true. Thank you for sharing. I am also a believer, so prayer is
mm,
definitely on my list every morning.
yeah,
That help starts my day.
mhm,
So that is awesome that you did pinpoint that. Yes, not everyone are believers, so definitely do something that you believe in that's going to
yeah,
help you self care, self love, but
right.
also get great mental wellness because that's important,
Important.
especially for our generation,
Yeah.
especially after COVID, what's going on with the
Oh,
world.
yeah, right. Yeah. COVID, people look at it as a bad thing, but actually, like for me, I feel it as a good thing. You have that time to be with yourself. You get to really learn yourself. You know what I mean? What things am I lacking? And it really helps you to think about things that you need to better yourself. I know, having to wear the mask and everything, it's hard, but I mean, you sit back and think about the positives of it. You're able to really be in solidarity with yourself, and like, you really get to learn yourself, and be with the people that you're around and stuff like that. So there is some positives in this dark time, what people may say, and we have to keep on pushing. Like I know, like the exercise piece is excellent right now. You know what I mean? You can't really go nowhere, so you might as well do a little something, in between commercials or or something. So I just want to keep pushing the fact, like you can do it. You really can.
That's great. So, if you don't mind, I could ask you a couple of questions about what exactly do you do with your platform? I know you do different themes each month. So, what is the theme
Yeah.
for this month?
Yeah, so this month is mental health, of course, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm really trying to hone in on mental health and also mamas. Like what's the odds of Mother's Day being the same month as
Right?
you know?
Because we the stressed out one.
I know, like I'm not a mother yet, but I mean, in spirit, I'm a mother. So like,
Right.
I just know that it takes a lot. You have to be mentally ready to care for yourself. I can't imagine having one child and having multiple children. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you have to really be ready. You know what I mean? To be take on, spirits. You know what I mean? Just have being like, okay, I can do this. you know,
Right.
Ooh, I'm ready. But so for my platform, I've been studying prevention science over the last couple of years, and I know how we can implement these things in our life, like exercising is a prevention method. We exercise and clearing our mind and also with our health too. There's a lot of chronic diseases in the African American community. So like we're exercising, we can. I saw a post you wrote down that saying that we can overcome diabetes, and that's so true. Diabetes
Yes.
stage two, diabetes two is like type two is like we can definitely exercise, eat right, and lower those our levels and get back to normalcy.
Yes.
And so I try to push these things. And I don't want to come through as like, oh, I have my doctorate, my master's, you know what I mean? Like none of that. I want you to know that you can be in high school, even children, you can do these things, and so you can care for yourself. So I want to really push these different topics that I with the community and out there in the world and on social media, let you know that you can do it. Doesn't matter what degree you have, what language you speak. It's like you can do it. You know what I mean? You can implement these things to prevent yourself from having a mental breakdown, from getting these diagnoses of these different diseases. And yeah, so I just try to be encouraging and support those with different like tidbits of encouragement, nothing too, strenuous, nothing too
Well,
crazy.
that's right. Well, that's good because we have to start with the basics. Which is what I do
Yeah,
with exercise as well, and what I do with nutrition. I start with the basics because a lot of people don't have that basic knowledge, don't have the basis of how can I prevent this? How can I deal with depression? How can I deal with
exactly.
anxiety? How can I deal with self esteem? Because that's a big issue as well.
Right.
especially among our kids nowadays, because as you can see, there's a lot of kids committing suicide because they don't know how to deal with the mental issues that's
Right.
going on. So using our platforms to get that message out is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And this it starts with us, it starts with just one
Exactly.
person
Right.
wanting to make a change.
Yeah.
So that's the goal for this month, not just for this month, but every month. Try to get the message out to help people. um,
Exactly. That's what it's
but
about. Helping
it
people. Yeah.
is. It is definitely about that. And that's why, yes, we connected somehow
I know, right?
via, via social media, but that's like a blessing because it's bringing two different platforms together that deals with the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but like you said, exercise definitely improves mental health. It's actually, I read an article today because I do
Mhm.
a lot of reading to expand my knowledge on
Okay.
how mental health can help with the fitness industry. And a
Oh,
lot of therapists and doctors are now pushing people to exercise more. They're
mhm.
actually telling them, before I prescribe you medicine, let's start an exercise regimen or an exercise program first to see if that will
Wow.
help. That's the first time I've ever read an article like that because most doctors
Yeah.
want to prescribe medicine.
Right. No, you're so true. And it's so funny because I read an article about that too, how they're saying that physicians are starting to implement these things of what is you be thinking like, why wouldn't they been do that? You know what I mean? But
Right.
like oh hey, I'm just glad they're doing it. But
Right. I'm just glad they're doing it, but at the same time, it's like y'all should have started this years ago.
I know, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I am working on the diabetes portion of it as well because I was pre-diabetic, but I changed that around quickly. It started with the mental health portion of it first because, yeah, me knowing what to do, but I'm not doing it. That's because my mind is saying, "Huh, we don't need to do this.
I'm
We got
telling you.
time."
Yes.
So,
And that's what everything. Yeah, you're so right. It's
yeah,
like, I know what I gotta do, but like I don't feel like getting up.
that
I'm good. I'm
part.
just gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch this show. Like I'm good. Like I'll get to it eventually. Like
Right.
no, push yourself. You can, just do small steps.
Small steps,
That's all.
walking.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what are some of the things you would say will help someone get started with mental wellness? Like, name some different things that people can do to get started.
Yeah. Like I said, like journaling. Write down what you want to do. How are you feeling? Just starting so small. Write
Yes.
down how you feeling for the day, or how you want to feel, and then you can work towards that thing. Write down just one word. And also, I started. I was on a grateful journey. Like today. Oh, I don't know. Three things. I'm grateful to be waking up this morning. I'm grateful to be walking to the bathroom. Just small things, people that we may take for granted because we do it so easy. But meanwhile, there's somebody out there who is paralyzed or anything like that, or in a coma or anything like that. So I just think, like I said earlier, taking the small steps in whatever you want to accomplish, just get started. Just get started.
Yes. And I agree. The same thing with fitness. As y'all know, trying to combine the two to get started with fitness, start small. Go to your
Yeah.
favorite park and walk. The scenery
Mhm.
helps with clearing
Yeah.
out the mind. Take a buddy with you instead of sitting down having coffee. Take a buddy on a walk with you and talk.
Yeah.
That helps. Or just getting started with, a small in-house workout program, or even just following somebody, say, hey, I want to try that, let me try that in
Yeah.
my house.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a gym, because a lot of people have self-esteem issues. They don't want to go to a gym because they feel like they're going to be picked
True.
on,
Yeah.
or they're going to be judged because they don't know what
Right.
they're doing. So a
Yeah.
lot of people refuse to start these journeys because A, they don't know how to, B,
Mhm.
their self-esteem is telling them no,
Right. Right.
or they're negatively talking to themselves
That's a
inside,
good point. That's a good point. Yes. And another
so
good point is we care too much about what other people think of us.
yes.
Who cares? Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I never felt like that. Like I've always felt like, oh, if I do this, people gonna think this or think that. But I think over the past year, like I've come to realize like that stuff don't matter.
And
Like
exactly.
you'll just be crippled. Like honestly, you'll just be crippled and not do anything. So you gotta really dig deep into yourself and say, like, I want to do this, I'm gonna go do it. I don't care, what anybody else thinks. And like for me, I want to think about what God says about me, because that's the thing that really matters. So that's a huge, huge thing too.
That is very, very true. That is very true. I used to be there. I used to have the low self esteem. I used to worry about what somebody else was going to say about me. But then I started realizing your opinion really is not going to help me.
Right. It's not gonna put food on my table, whatever you thinking, or like,
That part.
uh,
So, so yeah, so basically, those are the type of things you could do. I also wanted to ask you,
mhm.
with the military, because you do have military background. I have a lot of military people in my group. um
Oh,
so so what did you practice in the military to keep a sound mind, sane, keep sane? Because I know being in the military is challenging mentally and physically.
yeah, 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 yeah. So,
So what did you practice to keep you mentally strong throughout your military background?
yeah. Well, I think it was different levels. I think that it was some point it was kind of like, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna go party. you know, Let me keep it real with you. But but also I went to school, so I think having the outlets, and I
Oh,
also went to church too. I
okay.
was in Korea. I was in church all the time, and then and church, and also going to school. So I think having your mind not focused on one thing, but doing things that were helping you be creative or helping you to just use different parts of your brain. I think that's what helped me. Yeah. So I think just not being so focused on the military and the politics to go with it, and dealing with, having to salute when you as soon as you walk out the door, But
Oh
yeah.
man, yeah. I don't know how y'all do it, but I salute all you guys for being in the military because I hear so many stories, and it's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the thing is, like, there is some good things. Like, you learn discipline. Like, even though I felt like I was already disciplined because I went in, because I was kind of older when I went in, but you learn that discipline. You learned and you get the benefits, and it's just a good experience. It's a good experience, though.
okay. Well, we're not going to hold up too much time. So my last question before we go into Q&A session, is how would you say, since being out of the military and into civilization, how would you say exercise has helped you with your mental health?
Yeah, I would have to say. Well, so let me give you a little background. So when I first got out, I was still like a PT stud. People will know if they're in the military, they'll know that terminology. I was like a PT stud, but then like when I started going to school full time, I kind of like, okay, cut back.
Yeah.
I was gonna cut back, and then I was came to a point where I just stopped working out. You know what I mean? I gained a lot of weight, and then I would still work out here and there, but like nothing. And then I think over the past maybe like year and a half, I was like, okay, I need to do something. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not feeling right mentally, and like way I'm looking, I'm not. That's not helping my mental either. So I literally just started working out again because I was just so focused on school that I just stopped doing fitness stuff. Even though I was mentally disciplined in the military to get up, even on my days off, I would still work out. You know what I mean? So, but like when I got out, it was more so, okay, I got to focus on school. I want to do this, I do that. But like meanwhile, I was neglecting myself, even though I was thinking that wasn't neglecting myself because I'm going to school, so I'm bettering myself. But like, no, like that's not going to help you physically. You know what I mean? Going to school helps you mentally, like learning stuff, but like it didn't help me physically or mentally that much because I was like feeling like, oh, I look overweight and I'm not feeling as like rejuvenated as I do because I know exercise really helps me. So, but now I am back on it, you know.
Nice.
I'm feeling good. I'm working out. I try to have like my Saturday snippets on my Preventionista page so I can encourage myself and keep myself accountable too. But I also work out throughout the week as well. But just having that Saturday post, knowing like, hey, if you don't do something, people be like, hey, what's she doing? She's not working out.
Right.
So yeah, I think I'm finally getting back into it. It's been like I got out 2015 out the military. So I've been going to school ever since. It's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm finally getting back into it. Yeah.
Okay. So my final thing is, what is one thing you would leave with us for mental health?
Uh
A favorite quote, a favorite.
yeah. I wanna say focus on you. Because like focus on your self-love, self-care. That's the only way that you can help others, honestly. Because if you can't pour from an empty cup,
That's true.
as people always say, and that is so important. And the main key to self-love and self-care is working on your mental health.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so does anybody have any questions for the preventionista or myself in regards to mental health or fitness?
Yeah, I had a quick question um, about the exercise and how it helped with mental health.
Yes.
Um, yeah, sorry, I was reading the text message. So you said the struggles in the military, but they do have like exercises that you're having to do and stuff like that. How did those exercises or those trainings um how did that help with your mental health and dealing with the military?
Yeah, I think they were good. I mean, okay, so it was good. It was good because you got up early and worked out,
Mhm.
but it was also like for me, like they used to run like long distances, and it was just like, oh gosh, that was also a mental piece too because I'm like, we got to run 3.5 miles at a speed that I can't keep up, So that was like a
Mhm.
huge mental health piece for me. It was hard for me. So, but even though I still did it. I may not have
Mhm.
came in, I may have fell to the back of the back of the bunch, but I still did it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got through it. um,
It was a
yeah,
different type of mental health.
Right. Because just thinking about 3 miles at a certain time, hold on, my mental health just went negative.
right, yeah. And then like the things they did, like you really had to push yourself. Like we still wearing like weighted vests and like running, and like it was just like
Yeah.
like I said, I got through it. I was in shape. Like you get that
Yeah.
bomb body, but it's a lot. But it was a good workout. It was a good workout.
Wow.
But that's good. Do you still do like any of those exercises that you learned in the army or?
More so the stretching pieces. Yeah, because a lot of things that we did. Yeah, I think even some of the different workouts we did too. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested, in Carolyn and just like maybe Candace, if you have any tips, because I am a mother and like I still, even my son is about to turn 7, and it's like I feel like I'm just now getting back to myself. Like mentally, I'm feeling like myself again. And I used to be an athlete, and I just want to, just be good mentally and not be overburdened. Like I only have one. Like I do want to have more, but it's like, man, just one, is a lot. So And because Candace, you're an aunt, and you help a lot with my son. And just do any recommendations for, like, I don't like working out though, but do you have any recommendations for anything that can just like help me stay mentally like peaceful, and anything that can contribute?
So I know you say you don't like working out.
Yeah.
I have a 15 about to turn 16-year-old, and then I just have a 6 month old. So that's a
Oh wow. At
yeah.
least you got help.
Yes, but I was a single mom for 13 years.
Oh, okay.
So
Hmm.
I know exactly the level of mental health you need when you so what helped me, besides, prayer, reading the scriptures, I did a lot of books that related to me, that
Okay.
have helped me mentally, like, pull out of that zone where I'm falling into like a little dark hole. I call it a little dark hole because once you get in there, it's hard to come out.
Yes.
I did a lot of journaling, love journaling. I literally have 3 books full.
Yeah.
And then I did the gratitude, like she stated. I did the gratitude where I woke up and, like, this is hard, but God got me. Um,
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I'm still,
Amen.
grateful that I'm still able to see another day. First of all, I'm
Mm,
grateful that I still have ability to use my full body, full mind. And then I was grateful for my child, just the small things I was grateful for.
Yeah.
So I would write those down and be like, hey, you know what? Let's come up with a different three. Let's come up with a different three each and every day. That
mm,
helped me mentally. Then I also had a little small circle, very small, of people who can help me mentally, because not everyone is going to help you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. So you have to be, I have my sisters, first of all. I have two. They helped me mentally.
well,
Then I confided in my best friend, very best friend, who gave me the truth, but also helped me mentally pull out, which got me into exercising. Which, I started off small. I started off just walking by the beach. Love water,
mhm,
so walking by the water. I started walking at parks to look at the flowers, and that changes your mental slowly
Mm.
because of the beautifulness that God created.
Yeah.
Give
Nature,
you
right?
thinking of something else. Um,
Yeah.
so that's what helped me, Candace.
awesome.
Yeah. I think, like you said, I think you said it's thinking about the things that you're already grateful for, and
Mhm,
then every day you just start building on it, and then you be like, oh wow, I actually have a lot going on for myself,
Hmm.
and then you might want to think about things where you want to lead towards, like you want to get back in shape or anything. Start writing those things down too, and
Hmm.
also believe that you are going to get there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Say like, I've lost these 10 pounds. I know why, because in my mind, I'm changing my mind of how I look or how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling overweight, but I know that I want to lose these 10 pounds. So I'm going to get up because I know how I want to look. I know how I want to feel. So once you know those things, you have to just know how to push yourself. Yeah, it helps
Mhm.
me.
Yeah, and just to
Yeah, I mean,
add, I'm sorry.
no, go, no, go ahead. I
No,
was
just to
just,
add, you said you have a 7-year-old.
well, yeah, he's 6, he'll be 7, going on 17.
Right, right, that age. But you can also use him. I don't know if you have a bond. I know with my son, when he was that age, we had a bond, but we always went to the park and just
Okay.
used that time to play around. Even went outside the front yard or backyard or whatever and just
Yeah.
played. That was a way of getting some exercise in. So,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's really
That's
good.
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to. My dad did advise me for me to always like take him out for a walk or a run each day, and that has been helping a lot. And we've been spending more time together.
yes.
And I actually do work on, like, I do like energy work and a lot of mindset work. But it's just like always having to remind yourself, like what Candace just said, when
Mhm.
you are, focusing on gratitude, you realize, oh yeah, I have a lot going for myself. So that reminds you, like, everything always is like everything's working out for you. Everything is working for your good, and that's the thing right there that keeps you balanced and keeps you stable mentally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate those words, guys. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, and thank you for tuning in. So, did
Yeah.
did you have any final words, Candace?
No, I want to say thank you. It's my first time being interviewed. I'm always interviewing, so I
I
really
know.
appreciate
Flip the script.
it. This is exciting. So thank you so much,
Nice.
Carolyn.
Thank you. No, thank you for coming on and joining us. And those who would like this video, it is going to be on my Facebook group. It's going to be posted there so people have access to it. So if you have friends who would like to have access to the video, just have them
Oh,
join the group. It'll be there. I'm going to also send you a copy as well.
yeah. Okay. Oh,
Um,
great.
but I do
Yeah.
want to thank you both for joining on this first live mindset exercise segment. There will be more to come, so be on the lookout for more messages.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready to tune in.
My goal is female because we're always looked as a lower level people, but also as a colored female is to spread awareness to our culture and everyone else about mental health and physical health so we can reverse a lot of chronic illnesses,
Yeah,
get control of that depression, get control of anxiety, let people know it's okay to know that you have it,
yeah.
and now we need to work on how we can get control of it.
Amen.
um,
Right, right.
so these are segments I am going to be doing monthly, probably every 2 weeks or so, so we can keep the word going out there. um, but yes, thank you